And hello and welcome to Video Goddess TV. I'm Jasmine Srinika Crystal Singer, and I want to tell you a little bit about Angie K. She is the founder of Live and Thrive Health Coaching, and you can find out all about the amazing programs that she has to support you in your journey to health, wellness, and vibrant living. And so today's episode is all about Go Green, to get your glow on. And Angie, I'd like to have you just introduce, yourself to our audience of Video Goddess fans here at Video Goddess TV, and tell us a little bit about your own journey to health. I know you have an extensive really a remarkable background when it comes to health and wellness. You are in the medical profession. That's been your background. You've been a professional bodybuilder. And anyone looking at you today would know that you're the poster child for radiance, for glow, for increased energy, which a lot of us women entrepreneurs, we're pretty jealous. We want to know your secret. We want to know what do you have that we don't have, and how can we get it? A lot of us, I'm just speaking for myself personally, work, sometimes late on businesses, and I know you're an entrepreneur, so you know all about that. This episode is devoted to everybody who is, experiencing fatigue and needs more vitality, whether it's in their business or maybe for their children, or maybe to go off and really conquer those dreams they have, or, go on a world trip. It's really for everybody who needs increased energy and vitality. So I'd like you to tell us a little bit about your story, because I know it wasn't always this way for you. So I'll let you tell us all more about your own personal journey to vibrance and health.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. First of all, I want to say thanks for everything. It is an honor to be a part of your show today. And to everyone who has tuned in, thank you so much for being here today. My hope is that you're able to take away some amazing nuggets of information that are going to help you go out and show up so much better in the world. You're right, Jasmine, when you say that it has not always been that way for me. I struggled with weight challenges like most women now. We want to be beautiful. We want to command attention when we walk in a room. And for me, that hasn't always been the case. Even when I was a bodybuilder, there was still a struggle with the image of what I wanted to be. I'm just now getting to a place in my life where I love the way that I look. I love who I am. And I'm very happy with that. And so for me, my journey started out mid to late 20s. And obviously, I was a thin girl. I grew up a thin girl. And getting to motherhood, that is where every single thing came off track. I gained over 80 pounds just with, one pregnancy. And my world was rocked. So for me, my body was never used to carrying that weight around. And anyone who's gained even a few pounds up to in the hundreds, it's the same feeling. It's all about how you feel. And so I don't knock people when they say, well, I only want to lose 10 pounds, because it really is all about how the person feels in their body. It's a goal that they want to set and lose. And all the way up to women that have, several hundreds of pounds of extra weight. I've found ways to create sustainable weight loss and to be able to do so in a way that's easy for them. Right. I didn't say the journey was going to be quick, but it can definitely be painless. It can definitely be something that's easily done, things that are easily implemented, and you're able to do them for the rest of your life. And so for me, finding out what worked for my body was the major turning point for me, and having been in medicine for over 15 years now, I see woman after woman after woman, young, vibrant, and it feels like they're just kind of locked inside of themselves because they're not comfortable with the way that they look. They're not comfortable with the way that they're showing up in the world. And it doesn't matter what their economical status is. It doesn't matter if they're, an amazing business owner or if they're just, an everyday busy working mom. Either one of these women, both are still looking for that same thing. How do I feel comfortable in my body?
One of my questions would be is we're looking at you and you're really this poster child of fabulous health. I know on your website women can really track your journey. They can see the before and after photos. I think one of the things is you have this amazing medical background and training. When you were really actively in that profession, was it easy for you being in the medical industry was it easy for you to be able to maintain your weight? We all think, if you're in the health industry or in the medical industry, that must be easy.
Even when I was able to get my weight to a point where I was happy with myself, then I decided to go back to medical school. And of course, I was a non-traditional student. My son at the time was only a couple years old. Right. And so there was a lot of different stressors around me. My spouse was newly laid off. So our world was rocked. But going back to medical school was a dream of mine. And so I was able to get into the program first time around. And I wasn't going to pass up that opportunity. Now, in those 2 years, I gained about 30 pounds. In those years in medical school, I gained about 30 pounds. And after that was when I said, okay, something has to be done. What can you, physically do now that is going to shape the rest of your life? And Absolutely. That's really where another piece of my journey came about. But no, many people in the medical field, they are not healthy. They are not healthy.
And that's a distinction that I for our viewers, I wanted to thank you, everybody who's called in and who's joining us live here. I just want to let you know you're going to have an opportunity to ask your questions live directly to Angie K, our health expert, our health coach here today on Video Goddess TV. And really just to go back to this, make this differentiation, we have choices. We have choices about what we put in our body. We have choices about the routines we want to adopt. And usually, unfortunately, it's this vicious cycle. We are low, we feel low energy, we're burnt out, we've got to do more in our business, we have to achieve bigger results, or we're moms, we're trying to juggle it all for the moms out there like Angie K. So with that low energy, it's hard for us to make decisions which are supportive of our health. And also, we don't have access to certain information. The medical industry gives us certain information, but there's a lot of nutritional information. I know you're going to share the good stuff with us here on this show today that people need to be aware of. And that's why I'm so happy you're going to be sharing a little bit about some of this, cutting edge knowledge that can inform us to take back our health and to really commit to self-care and to, vamping our radiance and going green and getting our glow on. So just love to have you speak to that, if you would, Angie.
Absolutely. And so one major piece of my journey, or one of the major things that I learned was food combining. Unfortunately, when you go to your doctor, your primary care physician, the people that you entrust with your well-being, with your health, there is very little nutritional knowledge given to doctors. And so what I tell people is it's like taking your car to a bike shop to have it serviced. You can't go to your doctor looking for guidance when it comes to your health and your wellness and your nutrition. You can't. You can go to them for your yearly checkups. You can go to them to make sure everything's running optimally. But getting everything to run optimally is solely up to you and the nutritional nutritional density that you give your body. And many people, go to their doctors, and their doctors are going to make recommendations. Okay, lower the carbs, or okay, lose weight, or okay, you got hypertension, so, lower the salt. They're not going to tell you how. The how is up to you. They simply, and it's not because they're keeping something from you. Once again, car, bike shop. They just don't have the equipment. They simply don't have what you need.
So it really is a speciality, right? It really is a specific kind of knowledge that we need to have access to. All the women out there who are watching, who are like, I already have so much going on in my life. I know nutrition is an important aspect. What could you say to me, to all of us, to impress upon us how vital what we put into our bodies is to our energy and to our performance? At Video Goddess Academy, I'm really teaching women the holistic solution to being the messengers of their truth, and bringing that to the world in a big way. And it's not just video marketing. It's not just the power of presence and training on that. It's looking at the total woman and bringing her inner authentic voice, her joy to the table in every communication, whether it's video, whether it's in her copy, in any way, she's a messenger of her truth. For many of us, we did not grow up with a system, with a nutritional framework, as it were, a solution to help us, navigate the ups and downs in terms of energy, and also the things that happen to us in life. Whether, we're mothers and entrepreneurs, we're doing more and more, and we're expected not only to achieve peak performance, and you can speak to that as a bodybuilder, right? Achieving, your peak physique for an event, but we need to be able to maintain our energy level. We need to be able to look wonderful, not just for a photo shoot or for a video episode, in 2 or 3 weeks' time. Maybe we're going to have to shoot a video right now to connect to our followers. So just to impress upon us how much time would an adequate nutritional routine take us to be able to get in the groove and maintain the levels of energy and glow and joy and radiance that we need to be messengers, sacred messengers of our truth.
So with anything that you're starting new, it's a little bit easier for people who have been on track before, but if you're starting something new, it's going to take you 20 to 30 days to get that habit down and to make it a part of your daily routine, your daily life. However, planning appropriately will take much of the stress off of starting something new or starting a new health journey. Now, as far as how vital your health and your wellness is, so many women, make these excuses as to why they cannot, put their health and their wellness at the forefront of their lives. And, as women, many of us, we grow up as givers. We give to our siblings. Sometimes we give to our parents, just depending on how your home was laid out. And then after that, you give to your spouse or your significant other, and then you give to your children. So we grow up as givers, and we don't necessarily grow up in the mode of taking time for self. For some reason, many women feel that, doing something special for themselves it makes them feel selfish. It pulls them out of the selflessness that they're so used to. And I want to make a point here because I was not able, and I can only speak from my personal experience.
Okay.
I was not able to fully commit to anything in my life, in my family, in my business until I stepped back and made sure that everything with my health was optimal. You cannot show up fully in your business in your home, in your marriage, in your relationships with your friends, or even on your job, until you have truly taken care of your health. And the only way you can do that is to put it first. That's
And
the only way you can
let's
do
talk
that.
about
And
some ways to put that first, Angie, because many of us have tried. We've maybe fallen off the wagon, and something I personally have experienced, and that's why I'm so happy that you've come to kind of shed light on a solution. Is I've read a lot of different conflicting reports about what's good for my health, what's not good for my health. It's extremely confusing. And then I also want to admit, I felt really alone. I felt in the culture that we live in, anything less than perfect isn't acceptable. And that's something that I try and blow right out of the water. It's allowing people to embrace exactly who they are right now. But if we do have a dream to perform at our highest, to achieve those dreams which we're most passionate about achieving, we need to take our health into control. We need to provide that basis every single day, not just to be present, but to be fully alive and to thrive, which is also part of your business. The
yes,
reason why you're doing what you're doing. And we need community. I sometimes feel like, as an entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, I feel disconnected from other women who are on the same journey. And it's so easy for me to put it off till tomorrow, or just because I'm a little anxious, to reach for the sugar. Or what would you say is the maybe 3 or 4 major, you talk about pillars, 4 major pillars to health, and then the container that we women need to have in order to continue to optimize our health, and not only to live, but to thrive?
absolutely. And so some major pillars that I've actually put together. And the reason why I've chosen these pillars is because I've literally interviewed hundreds of women. And after hearing their stories, hearing their frustrations, hearing what's been sabotaging them, things that have been throwing them off track, I've been able to come up with 4 powerful pillars that every young busy woman can use to stay on track. Those pillars are meals, movement, motivation, and maintenance.
And
So,
can you give us an example of each of the pillars? And then maybe after you've explained the pillars, some case studies, women who you have taken from that point of, I've tried everything, or I'm overwhelmed, and have
mhm.
been able to bring that balance and vitality, glow, and radiance into their life consistently, in a consistent way.
We'll start with meals. And so, underneath meals, who doesn't like good food? I love good, healthy food. And I'm even more excited knowing where it comes from and knowing exactly what's in it. Many people, many women actually, will go to different places and we'll entrust very quickly for other people to prepare our food for us, when really, knowing what's actually in it and how it is prepared, some of that stuff will actually turn us off. And so, one of the things that I'm hearing from women is, okay, how do I make time for meal prep? How do I make time not only for meal prep, but how do I make time to fix my food and fix the food of my family, or even if it's just, my significant other? I want to say that first, you have to come out of that idea of having to prepare 2 different meals. So that idea,
Got
it
it.
has to go. There are several ways to prepare delicious, healthy food for your family, and they would never even know it was healthy. It would still be those family type staple dishes, but even plant-based. They would never even know. And people really do want the taste. When it comes to meal prep, one of the things that I provide is a meal schedule with Cure Cleanse, which is what I offer. And you're able to actually lay out food, lay out what you're going to do for your week. Because if you don't plan, then it's going to be easy to grab things and get. And so to eliminate that option, you must plan your meals. You must sit down, take some time, write it out, have a standing grocery list, which I also provide a shopping guide, and go from there. And so meals is the biggest piece. A lot of women, if they eat the right types of food, their bodies will release the weight automatically. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym to try to move weight. I suggest it because it's going to give you that radiance and that glow when you got your blood pumping and things like that. But you don't necessarily need it. Health and fitness are two different things. There are athletes who can run miles and miles and miles, but they binge on junk. That's not healthy, but they're fit. And then you have people who are, healthy. They eat all the right things,
Right.
but they can't run a mile.
Right. So actually, if
you need both? I say
yes, we need both. And from what I'm understanding is that your 4 pillars are allowing women to start to explore at their own pace the tools that work for them. A lot of times people say, well, I'm different, or, this doesn't work for me. But it seems that with the meals, there's variety. So depending on what people like and also what feels good to their body, you're going to be able to work with them pretty closely to adapt that so they can really tweak and fine tune the meal plan so they want to continue. So they're getting the results and they want to go further. And now I was wondering if we could move into the second pillar, which is about movement. Again, people could be looking and thinking, this is another thing on my plate. It's overwhelming. It's too much. How is your solution different? How can you coach women to love movement? And I mean, I'm a licensed yoga teacher at Black Belt in Taekwondo, and I have a passion for movement. But even I, now in my late 30s, have found that just with being more sedentary behind the computer for my business, I'm not getting the movement that my mind is thinking that I'm getting. How does your solution address that so that we can really become aware of what we're doing, what we're not doing, and shift that so it's supportive?
Absolutely. And so when it comes to movement, we have to come out of thinking that I need weights, I need a gym membership, I need, what do you already have in your possession? Is there pavement outside your house? Can you walk up and down your street? What do you have already in your possession that you can use to get fresh air and move your body? No one is saying you have to run a marathon. No one is saying that you have to, gather up all of this equipment or go spend money to join a gym. I haven't been a member of a gym in years because I've learned to just use my body weight. In many cases, studies show that body weight movement is more than enough. Things like jumping jacks, things like push-ups, things like squats, things like lunges. These things do not necessarily require weight. You can start with the body weight you have, and you can do them in just a few square feet in your home. So you don't need extra space.
That's amazing.
Carved out. Nope.
Amazing.
Nope,
so there's really no excuse for what I'm hearing. Got it.
There's no excuse.
Thank you for, keeping us on track. And that brings me really to the next pillar, the motivation. That's where most of us fall off the wagon, as it were. Just to be loving to myself, I prefer to see fitness as, a journey and a process. Sometimes there's a little more, sometimes there's a little less. And I know for me personally, what's really missing is the motivation Sometimes we're so, this applies to other things in our lives as entrepreneurs. We can be so result focused that we're not enjoying the experience. We're not enjoying the magnificent opportunity we have to give our special sauce, our gift to the world. And we're, focusing on the lunch. We're focusing on a product that's going to serve people. And there's so much life that we miss. There's so much beauty and interaction and knowledge that life is bringing to us in each moment. And so what can you tell us about motivation so we can enjoy a continued journey to health and not, as you say, reach a kind of a peak performance and then binge or feel like we're deprived and then fall off the bandwagon? What would you say would be the one takeaway for everybody who's going who's tuning in live and for everybody who will be listening later to the show? What is one top motivational tip that you have that we could apply obviously to our health, but other areas of our life for increased vitality and radiance?
Yes. And so one thing I want to say to people, to any woman who's watching or anyone that's going to listen to the replay, just because you're down or you feel like you're down, just because there are tears, that doesn't mean that you're losing. It doesn't. Everybody at some point has been bruised, and it's probably not going to be the last time. People lose steam, and one of the things that I have found to be powerful is to have something for you to focus on. Is it that little black dress? Is it that cute little t-shirt? Find it and lay it where you can see it on a daily basis. There is something about the power of focus that brings things into reality. And if every day you're looking at that t-shirt lying across your chair or lying across your something in your room or hanging up in your closet, or hanging over the mirror, you're going to be less likely to grab that cookie. You're going to be less likely to grab it because every day you're faced with that pair of jeans lying over there that, hey, you're looking forward to fitting into, while after your journey has come to a descent, after you've met your goals, you've gone to where you need to be, and so that's why this motivational piece, tears don't mean you're losing. Step back in there, tap into your community. Community is so important when it comes to staying the course, and that is one of the main things that I want to provide for women: a safe place to be able to share, to be able to, say, hey, I'm having a tough time over here. Can someone, shed some light on this? Can someone, reach out, give me a hand, and help me get through this small patch? But yeah, everyone, no one has made it to the top, to where they are, without some form of defeat along the way.
So it's the struggle that makes us stronger.
They were able to move forward.
Right. So if I'm really understanding, you're saying it's a struggle that does move us forward. It's not just the reward of what we're going to achieve, but it's in kind of confronting the choices in front of us at each moment and having that support. And, if we do make a choice which is not aligned with our higher health, still not to beat ourselves up about it, but with community, be able to say, I'm here for you, sister. I'm supporting you. I've gone through that too. I went through that 2 days ago. And so I think it's wonderful that in your new program that women are able to come together in community and be honest. So much of what we are compelled to project to the world are the good times, the successes. But who we become is forged as we go through this struggle on our way to achieving our goals. And that's really what enduring success is about. Is, when we fail fast. Find out what's going to work better. Get a buddy. And in your system, it's so beautiful because it's many women coming together to support each other. And then I'd just like to move on to, the last pillar of your beautiful program here, which is about maintenance. And it's exactly, I think what we touched on earlier was if we want to sustain, if we want, a level of radiance all the time, and not just a peak performance moment, but if we want to continue to grow to the next level, and then the next level, and then even the next level when it comes to what our bodies are able to do, what our minds are able to focus on, we do need a plan in place for maintenance. Otherwise, if it's not on the schedule and we don't have a structure, a lot of times it doesn't get done. So could you say something that really sets your solution in this beautiful program apart in terms of the maintenance, in terms of not just being with women for a short period of time, but allowing them to have ongoing support from you and from the other women in the tribe and in the community?
Absolutely. And so that maintenance piece is huge when it comes to continuing forward on your journey. Because even though you go through the 20-day cleanse, your maintenance piece doesn't stop. That is something that is lifelong. And so one of the main things that I do or I give my clients is a secret book list vault. One of the main things that women can apply is to always, read something, have something that you use to constantly work on you, especially when it comes to mindset. Because many times that is where a lot of the obstacles start. That is where the defeat starts. It starts with, a chain of negative thinking. And unfortunately, that chain can reach all the way down from one generation to the next. And so being able to come out of a certain way of thinking, realizing that yes, you conquered meals, movement, motivation, this maintenance piece can also be conquered too. And knowing that you can also have these for your family. So knowing that you're able to do these things should give women some form of amazing power that they can use going forward. We always want to feel advanced. And I think that type of mindset is that shift needs to happen in order for someone to sustainably maintain. Because there's several people that they can lose hundreds of pounds and then they just fall off the wagon. It somehow started with a thought.
Beautiful.
Somehow.
So what I find so unique about what you're providing is you're really giving the mindset training to pave the way for success when it comes to increased vitality and wellness. And some things that I think, are really amazing about your program, and for all of the viewers who are, joining us and have joined us, Angela is also the creator of a brand new program, which is called the Cure Cleanse. And she's going to go in towards the end of our time together into that a little more in detail. But it's so wonderful to know really the 4 guiding principles for all of us that we can apply right now in order to gain more radiance and health. And just for the viewers here, perhaps one tip they can take away today and apply and check back in with themselves and see, if they're feeling more radiant. Something perhaps in terms of nutrition, you've given us a lot of great mindset tips. But just the one thing we could do when we wake up in the morning that is going to just set the tone for a more vital and vibrant day.
Absolutely. Drink your water. Drink your water and make your water sassy. It doesn't have to be bland or boring. In the winter
months, how do
months,
we do that? It sounds like our mom saying drink more water. Everyone's telling us that, but how can we actually do it and then enjoy the taste? So we don't want sugary things or too much juice, or what can we do to get that sassy
Mhm.
water? I've never heard that before. I love that.
Yes. So the best thing you can do is add fresh fruit or, a combination of herbs and even spices. So for instance, lemon water with cayenne pepper is amazing. It boosts the metabolism, it gets the blood flowing, and lemons are alkaline, which puts your body into this amazing state of health and wellness. And what I always tell women to do is set an alarm, rise early, and drink it. Set an alarm, rise early, and drink. Even if you have to sit there, in your kitchen, or take it back upstairs to your bedroom or wherever you want to go with it, sit there and drink it. And if you can get ahead of hydration, that will be perfect. So I try to get my clients to drink anywhere from 1/2 to 1 full liter in the morning before they get up and going. One of the things that they've immediately noticed is that they no longer need coffee. The cayenne and the lemon is such a big boost that it wakes you up tremendously in a way that you've never felt before. That was one of the major things that I noticed with mental clarity, especially early in the mornings. That's a surefire way to cut out that grogginess and to be rid of, feeling like you need caffeine.
So
So
this is a
yes.
great solution to mental fog as well. That's beautiful. Well, we've got 10 more minutes in the show, and I really wanted to say to our videos here, I know it's way too short. We're going to have to ask you to come again for a future episode. But I did want to say that I'm so proud of Angie. She's written an incredible book, which is going to be launching soon. And tell us all about the book. I love the title, Think and Thin, which should be released pretty shortly. And tell the ladies and the gentlemen who may be viewing, what's in the book, what's in it for them, what are they going to learn, and why do they need to get a copy?
Absolutely. So Think and Thin is a guide that brings the law of attraction, which is all about how you think, and weight loss together. There is tons of research out there about how people have used mindset, thoughts, the way people think in a positive light, and they've used it to literally transform their bodies. And for anyone who's transformed their body and say, well, I didn't use that. Yes, you did. You just didn't know it was what you were using. And so I have found a way to mesh this perfectly together in one concise guide for anyone who's saying, okay, well, I don't feel like, if I try to think positively, I can't help but think about all the parts of me that are stubborn, all the parts of me that are not getting in the shape that I would like them to do despite my efforts. This book will help change that mindset and help you to, understand what obstacles you're really having, and understand that many of those obstacles are mental. Many of those obstacles are mental. Most of the self-sabotage starts in our head first. And so this book is majorly about how women are able to lose weight, or anyone's able to lose weight based on how they think. And this one piece will allow you to have that maintenance that you so desperately want, or that we all really need. And
So
so
it's
it will
exactly
be
that
out at the end
structure.
of the year. It will.
Yes. So sorry to interrupt. I'm just so excited about the book. So that really is our guide that we can come back to in order to maintain and move forward our thinking, right? Just reading a little bit every day or in the morning can already prime us for what we're going to be expecting in the day. So we can be expecting optimal health. We can be expecting our glow. We can be eating vibrant greens and obviously other foods. We can be moving our body, and we've got that motivation. We have the support in order to make things happen. I know that you've created the Cure Cleanse, and I just want all viewers to know where to go to find out so much more about Angie and how she can support you, and specifically in this new program, which is going to allow you to have that accountability and the support in terms of maintenance with your entire roadmap to radiance and health and vitality, so that you can go out there and rock it as a video goddess, or whatever goddess or god that you are in what you're doing, and how you're bringing your sacred truth and sacred message to the world. So just a few words, and then I'd love to open up the lines I think we have time for just a few questions. So I'll be calling on a caller and have them and ask you a question. So just in maybe a sentence or so, what is the added benefit of the Cure Cleanse? And do you have anything special for our viewers today concerning that?
Absolutely. And so Cure Cleanse is, it harnesses those 4 pillars we talked about: meals, movement, motivation, and maintenance. And it brings all of this together so that you're able to show up as your true self, be radiant, be gorgeous, step into who you really are, and look very good doing so. And so I created this cleanse because I learned about what the real obstacles were that women were having. And I noticed that there wasn't a cleanse that had all of these things in one place. And so I was able to create this and bring it to women, and know that there's a rebate for signing up before September 7th. You can find it on my site at liveandthrivewell.com/the-cure-cleanse. And that is where you can get all of the information. Before you go there, know that this is not your average cleanse, that this is a way for you to finally be healthy forever.
Beautiful. And be healthy forever is what we all want to be beautiful and healthy forever. So I'm going to open up the lines now. Caller 404-449-3019. I'm going to unmute you now if you'd like to ask any questions that you might have. Or if you're perhaps calling in via your computer, you can also chat your question to us. Are you there, 3019?
Yes, I'm here. How are you, Angie K?
Can you hear Angie, our caller?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm great. I had a question. I know I don't want to take up all your time, but my question is, what would be your suggestion when weight really is not your issue, but you're looking to stay healthy, healthy heart and eat healthy and everything, but I don't want to lose weight while I'm cleansing? Is that possible?
Great question.
Yes, that is a great question, and I get that all.
I don't. Okay.
Yes, that is a great question. And this is one of the things that I'm always, because everyone that comes to me, like you said, everyone's not looking for weight loss. What they are looking for, though, is elimination. They're looking to take the things out of their diet that are not giving anything back to them, things that are not nutrient dense. And sometimes in doing so, they eliminate things too quickly. And I want you to know that when you optimize your diet, when you found what actually works for you, the only thing that you're going to lose is what you're not supposed to have. That's because one of the things that I thought was going to happen in converting to a vegan was that I did not want to lose my curves. I did not want to lose certain parts of me.
So this cleanse is really perfect for that. I'm sorry, ladies, this is all the time that we have. I want to continue the discussion, so please join us over on Facebook so we can talk more about this at Video Goddess Revolution. And especially, I'd love, thank you so much, caller 3019. We've got a lot more information for you, so please connect with Angie. So thank you so much, Angie, for being our special guest
You are
today for Go Green and Get Your Glow On. We have all the tips we need now. And tune in next time for our next episode of Video Goddess TV.